Hi, this is Kevin Stewart from StockTA.com. Doing another sector spotlight. It's been a little bit since I've done one of these videos, but I wanted to cover the gold and silver miners today. Just a reminder, this is not investment advice. This is for educational and informational purposes only. Please do your own due diligence before putting a penny of your hard-earned money into these crazy markets. So I want to pull up some charts and talk through. I'll start with the different sector ETFs. So the first one, GLD, neutral overall, remain bullish in the short term. One of the few symbols that I'm going to show right now that remain bullish. You can see how stretched this chart is though. Closed at 377.52. Doesn't have strong resistance until 309.26. Has five is when resistance kind of turns from light to medium. So it's kind of light to medium resistance at 378.61, but there's not much for support at all. So this one is not a great risk reward setup right here, in my opinion. So I don't own any of this. I'm just kind of watching this to see, how far this is going to pull back, and I'm hoping it finds some strength before it drops basically all the way down to the 310 level. Next one up is GDX. This one had a rough week as well. Still remained bullish overall. The score dropped. It was in the high 30s. It's down to neutral short term. Has medium resistance at 74.83, which is not a great setup in the short term. It does have medium support at 69. So I'm curious to see if this will stay range bound between that 69 to 75 level. It does have some more support, but not until basically just under 54 and at 51, which is a long way down. So again, this chart is stretched. I'm hoping the 69 level holds and it consolidates there for a little bit. GDXJ has been one of the stronger ETFs, at least in this sector. Remained bullish both overall and short term. Has some medium resistance at 97.84. Again, not much for support because this has just run up so much. I mean, gold pulled down, pulled back 3.5% this past week. It's been up 55% year to date, though, as of the time of this recording. And silver pulled back minus 4.62% this past week, but is up 64% year to date. So this has been a great sector, but it definitely needed time to kind of consolidate and catch its breath. So I'm curious, if this is that time, and I'm just kind of patiently waiting and watching here. And I just want to go through some more charts. SLV, that's a silver ETF, remained bullish overall, but neutral short term. Also had a rough week. Medium resistance at 44.69, so that's just above where it is now at the 44 level. Medium support at 41.33. So again, could this be range bound? I don't know, but I'm just kind of following the charts here to see, made a nice leg up. It would be great if it could pull back. The RSI's blown off a little bit. It was almost 80 early in the week. It's pulled back to 52. So it would be good, if this could consolidate, build up some, major support. Right now is major support at 33.34. That's a long way down. So I'd like that 40 level to hold at least before I think about, trying to re-enter this as a trade. SIL bullish overall, neutral short term, again, pull back, medium resistance at 70.42. Not much for heavy or even medium resistance until you get to 52 and 48. So again, hoping to see this consolidate back a little bit. I mean, you can see this chart. It's just since it had a great month of September, but now, let's see, how it starts. We're getting towards the end of October here. Let's see how it goes, seasonality, November into Christmas time. SILJ, bullish overall, neutral short term. This one, not as stretched. So I'm curious to see this one's going to retrace all the way back to 15.54 where it has really heavy confluence, but could be range bound between 21 and 23.54. GDMN, 79.71, bullish overall, bullish short term. This has been one of my favorite ways to play this sector. I've been in and out of this all year. It's up like a crazy amount year to date. And it's done, it's had a couple big moves, had another big move in the spring, then had another big move in the past month. And medium resistance at basically 82, and then light support at 75, more medium support just under 69. So this one at least from a technical standpoint, has some more support and isn't as stretched. So this is one I'm still keeping a close eye on because a bullish score of 0.43 short term is actually really not bad. And this ETF's a little tricky because it has an interesting tax setup for those of you who trade in and out of it, but it does have exposure to both spot gold, gold producers, gold royalty companies. I think one silver royalty company. So it's an interesting way to play this sector, and it's been one that I've been trading pretty well this year. I don't own any right now. Like I said, this has run up so much I had to take some profits, but I'm watching this closely to see where it pulls back because there could be a really good entry coming for this one if there is another leg up in gold. Whether that's to end this year or to start next quarter, who knows? But this is one of my favorite ETFs. So AEM is Agnico Eagle. They're, one of the biggest or the biggest gold producer. Probably just they're getting close to Newmont. Bullish overall, but negative score for neutral in the short term has really pulled back. Went all the way up to almost 190. Now it's down to 163. Has medium resistance at 167. Again, not much for support until you get down more in the 155 level. More support 124, 117. So this is an interesting one to watch. A lot of neutral scores in the short term here. So that could signal, it could be the machine signaling period of consolidation here, and who knows how long that lasts. But I just keep watching these scores every day to see if they keep increasing or decreasing, and I want to go long stuff that has an increasing short-term signal score and is either flipping from neutral to bullish or going from increasing bullish score. Pan American PAAS, again, bullish score overall, neutral short term. So similar setup as you see across the sector. Bigger resistance number here at 37.01, close at 36.34. Not much for support until you get down to the 30 or 27 level. So I'm really curious to see how this trades. Again, this could be another one to watch for a consolidation here in the short term. Hecla Mining, this has been a great stock this year. I mean, it tripled from earlier this summer. Went all the way up to 15. It's down just under 13. Bullish overall. Again, neutral short term. Medium resistance at 13.19. Not much for support here. So this is not a great looking chart from a technical standpoint in the short term. Really curious to see and hoping it finds some support and strength above the $10 level. But who knows? Like that's what makes a market, right? You have people buying and selling, and we'll see, what the price action is. CDE is another silver miner that has run up a crazy amount, like almost tripled or from earlier this year. Neutral overall, neutral short term, medium resistance at 19.63. Again, not much for support until you get down to, a lot less than what it is now. So I'm hoping, the chart clears up in the next couple of days. You got negative MACD momentum, stochastics, RSI, everything's sold off. So I'm hoping this will find a level here that'll be a good entry point. I don't own any now, but just an interesting one to keep an eye on. And then the last one I wanted to share was BTGD, and that is a Bitcoin and gold exposure ETF. Again, some interesting tax implications on this. I'm not an accountant, so please consult with one if you're going to buy this. Bullish overall, neutral short term. This is one that gives you both exposure to Bitcoin and gold. If you're looking to play both sectors, it has a lot of momentum to it when there's, a nice, tailwind behind Bitcoin and gold. Bitcoin has sold off recently too, so that's why this is kind of dipped down. But light resistance, medium resistance, 44.25. You got some medium support at 42, medium support at 41. So this is an interesting setup right here. If this pulls back closer to 41, that might be where I look to gain an entry with an RSI that's kind of pulled back from, it was almost 80 down to 49. So interesting times in the gold and silver market right now. Again, a lot of neutral scores across the board. Wanted to go through some charts, just kind of rapid fire mode, give people some tickers to look at, some just things to add to their watch list here as things have kind of pulled back and might present a better value. We'll see how long this sector consolidates. But please follow us on Discord. Please sign up and create an account. We're free. Please follow us on X/Twitter. I try to post charts there every day. And thank you for watching my video.